Hey guys, it's Snailbiter, and I've got another Battlefield 3 video here for you guys. And in this video, I've got some MP7 gameplay. This is actually highlights from a round of Rush that I played earlier today, actually. And my team actually ends up losing this round, although it gets pretty close at the end. It's a pretty close round and a pretty evenly matched round, or pretty evenly matched teams, I would say. Although the defending team was definitely helped out by the fact that the BM-com on that last set of MCOMs is really difficult to take if the defending team, gets a few guys, gets a squad entrenched in that room. And, you'll see what I mean later, where it just gets really difficult for my team to push up. And unfortunately, the rest of my team, I was kind of trying to go up the ladders on either side of the building, and that was working for me, but unfortunately none of my teammates really following me except for a couple guys in my squad. So and the enemy team just had too many players holed up in that room, so we couldn't end up taking it. But nevertheless, this gameplay I think is actually a really good gameplay. I I actually did really well this round. I was somewhat surprised. I got a ton of kills, as you'll see by the final score. And about midway through this round, I started getting a few accusations. Some people started complaining about me, and one guy actually went on. He just kept spamming the chat for a really long time. As if you kind of pay attention to the chat box, he just he kept constantly complaining that I was hacking, and yeah, I don't know why he didn't leave. Actually, it was kind of strange that he stayed so long. But it's this guy that I just killed actually right there, Crazy Barrel. You'll see over the course of the round he starts to get pretty angry. But anyways, so like I said, it's pretty good gameplay. It's one of the better ones I've had recently, and so I actually thought that since I've done, or in the past I did a lot of stuff with shotguns, and I mean it wasn't like I was really doing a series for them, but I was focusing on shotguns for a while, and now that I've posted most of the different setups and weapons that you can use, I've posted videos for those. I thought I would actually try to start to focus a little more on the personal defense weapons, or the PDWs, because I posted a gameplay a couple weeks ago of a round I had with the P90, and I haven't really used too much of the personal defense weapons, but I was actually surprised at both how good I did with it, and how good the P90 was, and how much fun I actually had using the class, just because these weapons are really, for the most part, really good at close ranges, and so they can be really fun to use, in a similar way that you might use a shotgun, just to kind of play aggressively. So I think I might start to post some more gameplays for these weapons, and I was trying out the MP7 earlier today, and I was having some success with it, and so I thought I'd talk about this weapon first. And so I think there are kind of two ways you can go with most of the personal defense weapons. You could either go for the Hipfire heavy setup, which is what I'm using right now, and I think that's really just, I've got extended mags equipped and no scope obviously, and I have no attachment in the third slot. I was thinking about putting the flash suppressor on, but the flash suppressor does reduce your hipfire accuracy slightly, so I decided to just leave it off. And as you can tell, just when I'm standing still, and I'm not scoped in, the crosshairs for the MP7 are really, really tight, and so the hipfire is amazing on this weapon. And that, coupled with the fact that it does pretty good damage actually, it does more damage than the P90 by far, and so I actually think it's a little easier to use at medium ranges than the P90 is. Although it is going to still be difficult to to beat somebody who's using an assault rifle or a carbine in medium ranges. So you do have to be a little bit careful with the way you move about the map, especially if you're not using a suppressor, because this weapon, while it excels at really close ranges, it's almost useless at longer distances. So you just have to be smart with the way you move, and it works well for a map like Sharqi Peninsula, because Sharqi Peninsula has a lot of buildings. Strike at Karkan similarly, that was I think the map that I was playing when I posted that P90 gameplay, but Strike at Karkan also has a lot of buildings, and so it's just good for sort of weaving in and out of those buildings, and getting some close quarter kills and then running away quickly, and and kind of in a different way from like Operation Metro, just because Operation Metro is close quarters, but it's it's tough to really flank and get on the sides of the enemies, and so that's, I think, where these weapons really excel. is if you can just kind of get in from the sides. And you see here I'm kind of playing cautiously because I know that, you know, as soon as I try to move up, and if I shoot my weapon, I'm going to show up on the enemy's minimap, and so it's going to be tough for me to really stay alive and do any damage if I just rush in there. So I'm kind of trying to pick the right time to rush in and arm the objectives. So I'm kind of jumping in and out of these buildings trying to get this MCOM armed. And as you can see, I'm using the support class actually. You know, the nice things about the personal defense weapons is similar to the shotguns, you can put them on any of the classes, and so I decided to use the support class in this round. One, because I was pretty confident with the MP7. I think it's probably one of the better PDWs, I would say. If I was using something like the UMP or the UMP, I would probably have used the assault class because either, I don't know, I mean, either I just haven't used it enough or it's just not as good. So it's going to be harder for me to stay alive, and it's going to be more important for me to have that health. Whereas with the MP7, I felt like, you know, I was pretty confident with my ability to use the gun, and so I decided I'd use the support class. One, because I wanted to use claymores, and as you saw from earlier in this clip when I was attacking A, those did come in handy as I was trying to arm the objective and then defend it. And the other reason I wanted to use the support class was because the MP7 does have a really fast fire rate, and it can get kind of easy to get a little spray happy with the gun, and so you do run out of ammo pretty quickly. Sometimes if you get a couple of kills, you can get low on ammo pretty quickly. And since I mean, not to generalize, but a lot of support players are kind of notorious for being unreliable about putting down those ammo packs. So I just decided to run the support class myself, and also just because I don't use the support class that much, I decided to just give it a shot in this round. But anyways, back to what I was talking about regarding the playstyle that I recommend using. I would also say that it's while you do want to try to play aggressively, it's also important that you don't sprint too much, because if you get caught sort of sprinting right at somebody, it's going to be tough to recover. Even if you are like prepared to hipfire, it's something like when you're trying to play aggressively, it's just something to be wary of, because I know for me personally, when I'm trying to play aggressively, a good portion of my deaths are often because I just get caught sprinting or I get caught running from place to place. So you do just want to be smart with the way you move around the map, and just keep that in mind and kind of be prepared to, if you're rounding a corner, be prepared for somebody to be there. Anyways, I mean, that's just about all I wanted to say regarding the MP7. And so as you can see here, I've been kind of I keep trying to go back up this ladder to try to push into the room where the BM-com is, and I've got a couple of teammates up here with me, and I keep trying to clear out this room, but there are just a ton of enemies in here. And I think this is a situation where it might have been a little more helpful if I had the assault class with me, because I could have put down health and revived anybody that died next to me. But I mean, as you can see, there are really only a couple of us up here, and I was able to actually get up here a couple times in a row, so I kind of wish my teammates had sort of noticed that and followed what I was doing. But I was trying to see if I could clear out a couple more guys in here and get a last second plant, but they just kept spawning on each other, and I couldn't take them all out in time, and so we end up losing this round, and unfortunately. But I do get a pretty good score here at the end, as there's the end of the round. But like I said, a good final score. I think it's something like, there it is, 63-12. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and look forward for more of these personal defense weapons videos in the future. And so thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.